I know I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this, but what's on your mind, Kang?
Well, well, is the Imperial City all you expected? It is quite a spectacle compared to the bulk of the Empire. The marvelous dragonfly performed perfectly, of course.
Tell me about yourself. I want to learn more about you.
I found my way to Tien's Landing quite by accident. A very big accident. A few wealthy merchants lost some, property, and I almost lost my hat and my head. Gao the Greater heard about my inventions and bribed some officials to effect my release. I thought I had found a nice rich benefactor, but I was locked away in his lair. He gave me a nice workshop, but he really was a fool. I showed him my wind map. He didn't care where it led. He was only interested in his slaves.
This wind map doesn't lead to the Imperial City?
It shows where I've been, not where I'm going, I think. I made it on my journey to, here. But I don't quite remember where I was traveling from. Not good. It seems to me I left something, a clue for myself, but I'm not sure why I'd need to. I don't suppose you'd be interested in taking a short trip back the way I came?
All right, let's go.
Well, let's see then. It must lead to where I was last, which would be the ideal place to go first. Keep an eye out. I don't know why my tracks were covered, but I do tend to incur the occasional death threat. Craters are remarkably unappreciated.
And this begins a side quest that I have never actually fully done on any playthrough of Jade Empire, but we're going to try it out this time.
This looks familiar. Keep going. I have the urge to build something.
If
There
you're
are
sure, Kang,
memories in the route we are flying. Keep going. I see patterns, schematics. Keep going. I'll hammer it out. Almost there. Just a few more pieces to figure out.
you received Cloudburst.
Our flight was great fun. Lots of explosions. But what does it mean? I think it's a clue. I hid something in my head because I was going to lose my memory, I think. One thing for certain, there was no destination. We ended where we began. The route was the important part. Let me show you what it inspired me to make. I'm not sure what it is, but it has a lever on it that is begging to be pulled.
Okay, that should be interesting.
Here we go. And nothing. Right? We're not dead, I think. That is decidedly disappointing. I was expecting something. I must still need a part I can't remember. I need some time to think, to get my brain straightened out. This is most intriguing and infuriating. Give me some time.
You have the resources of the Imperial City at your disposal. Think harder.
You know, it is true that I should be able to find what I need here. Let me rummage through what I have stockpiled. Just a few tweaks. Tight fit. Not sure how that will affect things. What's it? I don't remember seeing that before. Just get this last. There we go. It's ready. Now we can finally find out just what it does. After I name it, of course. Nothing works right until you name it. How about the confoundable minutia?
I'm sure that will help. Start it up. Um, it doesn't matter, just activate it.
What? No, impossible. I fixed it. I checked everything. It should work. Unless, no, I did that. Oh, where'd the city go?
Strange are the workings of the celestial bureaucracy. Exceptional mortals are sometimes granted godhood to preserve their genius forever. So, yeah. Hidden area, and you can only access this if you talk to Kang the Mad. Well, I should stop calling him Kang the Mad. I'm just gonna call him Kang. But you get the point. You only get this if you talk to Kang. And it's a pretty interesting fact.
Well, that was anticlimactic. A flash of light, but no resounding boom. What good is such a light if Earth doesn't meet sky?
Where are we? Or whatever we're supposed to do. We did it.
What? Oh my. It seems we have transported to a heaven. A strangely familiar one for some reason, but I don't recall ever moving to such a place before.
Where have you brought us, Kang? We don't have time for such games. Get us back to the Imperial City, now!
So you don't know where we are?
This place is completely unknown to me. Or is it? I am compelled to take the steps this way. There are gears here that I remember.
Kang, return at once! Kang! Ugh, let's go find him.
I did not. Honestly, I didn't think so. I did not think our companion would follow us here. So let's move around. Water wheel. Jump. Chimney. Conductor. This hang.
Look at this. It's a marvel. A wonder of monumental proportions. A phenomenal piece of unbelievable craftsmanship.
Really? What does it do?
I haven't the slightest idea. But it must be important, wouldn't you think? I mean, just look at it. These machines, they are manipulators, fabricators. They bully energy into something. They can be activated, deactivated, on and off and on. You see?
What is it?
I can only come to one conclusion. Lord Lau's furnace.
Lord Lao, he's a story for children, like how he created the air bladders that lifted the palace until the stones forgot they belonged to the earth.
Legendary, mythical, and overrated in some respects, but if anyone else has a better origin for such machines as this, I'm not hearing it.
Okay. Who is Lord Lao?
Artificer to the celestial bureaucracy, he creates machines that themselves also create, although I'd make them a little less delicate had I his resources. Still, he is an inspirational figure for inventors, and we are in his playhouse. You select the machines you want to activate, and then the tiger or the dragon button, like this.
Here we go again.
Don't worry. The individual machines are not activated. I think the switches must be thrown on at least 2 of the components before it will do whatever it does. You also have to select a fuel. It looks like there are a few pieces of cinnabar in the contraption, but it may accept others as well.
Do you think it wise to play with it?
Well, judging by the pile of ashes I found near the controls, if you do it wrong, it either creates a nice warm fire or burns the person standing here to a crisp. It looks like a powerful thing, so just guessing at the possible configurations will probably get you into trouble and waste the cinnabar in the machine. So, you might want to be careful how you go about it. Things like this usually have directions. No, recipes. No, that's not it. Configurations. That's it.
Wait, Didn't we find a strange set of directions?
Very true. Perhaps you should give them a try. They didn't mean much before, but now we may have the tools to make something of them.
So I believe what he's talking about, if you go to our character director and go to, no, not there. I believe it's your plot items. You have the configuration of the horse and the configuration of the dragon. So with this one, you found this strange excerpt from a diary. The pages were torn from the book but kept together as if they were an important secret. In his ravings, my husband talked of a madman with eyes of metal and of a strange island in the skies. His words frightened me, but none more than when he clutched my arm, suddenly loosed it. "It's the tiger," he said, fever burning in his eyes. "The tiger feeds on the stone of the cow, torn from the bovine's innards. All but the cogs are watching, waiting and active, waiting for the tiger to feed." After his recovery, my husband remembered nothing of his journeys or of his ravings except one. So yeah, so what we learned here is that if this is a configuration of the horse. And the horse, he said, it's the tiger with fever burning inside. The tiger feeds on the stone of the cow. So we've seen this item pop in a couple of shots here and there. Cow bezoar, the stone of a cow, torn from the bovine's innards. All but the cogs are watching, right? So if we have cow bazaar, which I don't believe we actually have, this is all but the cogs are watching. So we have the water wheel, the clapper chimney, the conductor, and I believe this is the cogs. This is the dragon button. So yeah, these are the cogs, and I believe the active is here, the whirling cogs. So if you have a cow bazaar, you activate pretty much, I believe, all of them, but the cow. But the cow. You activate all of them but the cogs, and then you press the button for the tiger. If I'm interpreting these configurations correctly. This is the configuration of the horse, but it says it's the tiger, which I think might be a mistranslation, but I don't know. So it says, all but the cogs are watching, waiting and active. Now the configuration of the dragon says, configuration, let's see, something about this strange poem made it stick in your mind. Configurations guided by the tiger burn bright as the cauldron bubbles in the night. The cogs whirl their graceful dances. They grow tired unless they drink the water infused with sulfur. So not this. So we have another one called, I think, called the sulfuric. I want to say Zinbu.
I've acquired some great.
So he offers a Calvazor and a vial of sulfurous water. We're actually going to do this particular quest later, because doing it now, we don't actually have everything we need to do what we need to do with it. We're going to need, I believe we're going to need to do it multiple times. Anyway, let's talk to Kang.
A most intriguing place.
Where can I find configurations for this device?
Well, given the rather fantastic nature of the furnace, I would bet that whoever has them doesn't really know what they are for. You found one previously in an unrelated endeavor. I'm afraid that is just the kind of continued uncertainty we will have to deal with. Keep your eyes open.
So basically what Kang's saying is that you want more configurations, you're just going to have to luck out. I'm ready to leave this place.
Very well. In the meantime, I will try to see if I can learn anything more about this interesting machine. I can always bring us back here later.
And here we are back in the Imperial City. So let's go back and talk to... Let's go back and talk to Kang real fast. See if you got anything else to say.
Yes, what can I do for you? Busy. No time for chatty.
So you can talk. Talk about a couple more things. What do you think about our current situation?
What? Not now. I'm busy with repairs on the Dragonfly. Come back later.
Okay.
If you like, but nothing was ever built by talking about it.
Let's talk about Lord Lau's furnace.
Yes, I am eager to return there. It is a masterful array of artful mechanics, despite being a bit overly polished. This Lord Lau, he could use a bit of restraint.
Have you identified any more configurations for the machine?
No, I have not had any new insights. The best option I can suggest is just to keep your eyes open. There has to be reference to them somewhere. I found a scrap of paper around the furnace somewhere. It seems to have a few scribbles on it. Maybe that will help you?
Okay, that's all for now.
Yes, goodbye. Now, back to my dragonfly. Perhaps the wings should be retractable for storage and, rolling stops.
Found the furnace notes. Let's take a look at this real fast. I think it's a key item, right? Plot item. Found the furnace note. The note found in Lord Lost Furnace. It suggests that one of the machine's configurations may be found in the machine. They can't all be secreted across the Empire. Who has the time? So basically, if you want to go back to Lord Lost Furnace, this pretty much lets you know that there are some configurations at the furnace itself. We're going to hold off on Lord Lost Furnace for right now because we're going to need some time to do it. So for now, we're going to head back to the arena and get ready to do more fights in the next one.
What am I going to do? I'm ruined. What? Oh, You're the one with the flyer, aren't you? Forgive my impertinence, but do you own that flyer, perhaps?
Yes, I own it. Why do you want to know?
I am Hingu, a mechanic and a businessman. I supply upgrades to people fortunate enough to have flyers. However, I have had some trouble attaining parts of late. My previous associate went on a trip to retrieve valuable parts and never returned.
And now you want me to help you, I suppose.
I need someone brave, someone who is a capable pilot. The missions I have are dangerous, but the rewards are worth it. I will pay you good silver, and I can sell you parts for your flyer, to make it better.
What? Make it better? This is the finest ship of its kind. I should know. I made it. You're just a fix-it man. What would you know about ships?
I have been working on flyers since they first started appearing in the Empire. I take these rickety contraptions and make them into something amazing.
Rickety? There has never been a flyer more solid than the marvelous dragonfly. Rickety. Your wits are the only thing rickety around here.
Enough. Just tell me what you want me to do.
I have some supplies in the North Provinces that I need to pick up immediately. We've had trouble with bandits up there, so it might be tricky. If you could bring me those supplies, I'd have the parts necessary to upgrade your flyer. What do you say?
You got a deal.
Very good. Here's your wind map. It'll show you where to go. I'll also pay extra if you get rid of those bandits plaguing the area.
So I believe this actually starts us on a side quest where you just do extra missions with the Dragonfly, because otherwise a lot of the skills you get, you don't use the Dragonfly very much inside the game. I was gonna let you know up front. In terms of so your Cloud Burst is essentially it takes like half of your well, what should I say? It takes about half of your meter, a little over half, but it does it pretty much does air effect damage to everything around you. Not a bad one, but I still prefer Shrink and Fury. Just because of how it homes in on enemies, you know? So you can fire a lot off, and they kind of just stay floating
We can't
around.
take much more of this.
I'm getting messed up here. I don't know how I'm surviving this, but I am.
That's it. We have to get out of the fight. You're scuffing the finish.
So yeah, some of these missions are actually pretty challenging. Let's retry mission. And this is pretty much the only way you get more use out of the Dragonfly than you would normally. I don't really recommend these because I don't think you actually get many upgrades that are worth it for the Dragonfly. The other side is that you do actually keep a decent amount of your upgrades for this. So yeah, there you go. Now I believe you just have to get to the end of the segment in order to complete the mission. But you know, you beat with the beat because they throw a lot of enemies at you.
Don't let them hit us. I just finished this thing.
Get kind of messed up here.
That's it. We have to get out of the fight. You're scuffing the finish.
Okay, we'll try. Okay, let's try this one more time because this is actually this actually is a little bit more difficult than I remember. Let's do our side mission. And an unmarked one at that. There are a couple of side missions like that where they just don't mark it. Or as you have noticed in the game, sometimes you have companions to talk to and they just don't what's the word? They just don't have a mark over their head to indicate that there's what to talk to them about. As a matter of fact, I think Silk Fox might actually have a few more things to say to us that we didn't in the last one because I might have just missed it. Let's look here.
Careful now, you'll dent something.
Okay, and there we go. Ooh, a nice shot of the mosquito we were flying earlier. And yes, this is a screenshot of the CG movie that we saw when we first got the mosquito and flew back. I believe to Two Rivers. They just took a still of it and kind of had it look like it's blurred, like it's in motion. So, now gotta use those resources wisely. But yeah, this is some of the stuff you can do to get some extra money. I believe some extra upgrades. I don't remember doing these very often, so I can't tell you exactly what you get. But I do know I do believe you get some more powers. Let's talk to him real fast.
You have returned, and in one piece, I see. Not bad. You brought back the supplies and you took out a few bandits on your way. You can have a little bit extra for that. There were some great flyer parts among those supplies. Would you like to have a look at them? Or if you'd prefer, I could tell you about another mission I have for you.
Let me see your upgrades.
Yes, of course. I have some very interesting items now.
So a bar of nickeled iron and trimmer. Fire. This weapon produces a powerful shockwave that does moderate damage to all nearby enemy ships. The cheap cost for trimmer is moderate. So it's an area effect one. We got 1,500 silver, so it's not a bad thing to do to get some extra cash. And we will do more of these missions later, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and continue on in the arena. So the next one, I'll meet you back there. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.